So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today in this video, we are going to be discussing one of the most undiscovered topics of Vedic astrology, and that is Dasha, sequence and growth. Now the reason why I am filming this video is because I received many questions specifically during my consultations from other people, and they want to know the time frame where they have the capacity to reach their highest potential in their life. Many a times the highest potential or the highest peak of your life is connected mainly with the career part and sometimes with financial growth as well. It also depends from individual to individual chart. If you are having the sense of fulfillment coming from the career and from the money and wealth part, so the next requirement is going to be coming from your own personal life. Spiritual growth as well. You want to find the contentment and the satisfaction in your life. So with the help of this video, we will first of all try to decode the growth and the periods of maximum growth in your life. In Vedic astrology, I know many of you are familiar with the concept of Vimshottari Mahadashas, and today we are going to be deeply diving into the sequence of the dashas as well, because with the help of the sequence, we will be able to find out whether right now you are in that dasha that have the capability to bless you with that kind of a growth or not, or even in order for us to understand the pattern of your complete life. Like a normal lifespan of a person is going to be between 70 to 80 or maybe 90 years of age. So how that 80-90 years of your life is going to be? Maybe by the time you are watching this video, you fall into the category of in between, maybe 15 years of age, 25, 35, 40, 55. So you are going to be in between in your life, okay? And this video will eventually help us to understand the importance of sequence and how to understand the sequence of the dasha, and why few people in their early days of their life, in their mid-20s, mid-30s, they have the capability to reach towards the highest potential, whereas few people in their later stages of the life, like when you are going to be going through 50, 60 and sometimes 70 as well. Most of the time you see many business people, specifically even politicians also, they tend to gain lot of momentum in their life, specifically after the age of 60, because that is where they are highly matured enough to run one country. You will also look into many people, influential people I'm talking about, that are actually controlling this world, whether in the form of becoming a president, prime ministers, or maybe at strong influential positions in the financial institutions as well. So even in the form of spirituality side as well, okay, the gurus, spiritual gurus, so they are having actually more than 60 and 70, and that is where they tend to establish themselves into the society actually. So it's not necessary every person have their own uniqueness, their unique chart. So your pattern is also going to be totally different. But first of all, let me help you to understand the sequence and what is the sequence which I'm discussing. You see, there are total 9 number of planets in Vedic astrology: Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn and Mercury, okay. Ketu Dasha is for 7 years. Right now we are discussing from Mahadasha standpoint of view, Vimshottari Mahadasha, okay. And these are the time frames which are actually already decided with the help of Rishi Prashara, okay. So Ketu in Vedic astrology have a dasha span, total dasha span of 7 years. Venus operate for 20 years, Sun for 6 years, Moon 10 years, Mars for 7 years, Rahu 18, Jupiter 16, Saturn 19 and Mercury 17 years for time frame. If you club all the Vimshottari Mahadashas using all the 9 planets, like 7 plus 20, it will come up to 120 years. So the total span of all 9 Vimshottari Mahadasha is 120 years, okay. There are certain misconceptions also, because in few cases, very slight cases, many people, they tend to live up till the age of 120 as well. I have seen these examples, like person, they are entering into 121 year, 127th year actually. So there are some misconceptions, but most of the time the normal span of a person is between 0 to 90. Okay, it's not more than that. Okay, now look here, the from Ketu actually, and first of all look here, the first set of dasha is starting from planet Ketu. Okay, dashas are decided based over your planet moon, in which nakshatra the moon is posited, in which the pada of your moon is posited. That is going to be actually deciding the sequence here. But we are not more concerned with the how the sequence is getting decided. We are more concerned with where you are right now. You need to look and pick your astrological chart and directly go into the Vimshottari Mahadasha column. You can find it in any software actually. Maybe right now you are going through a Rahu Mahadasha, 18 years, you are in between. Many of you are watching this video maybe right now going through your Venus Dasha. Many of you are watching this video maybe going through your Saturn Mahadasha. Maybe some are going through Mercury Mahadasha. Okay. So every person who is watching this video will eventually going through some set of dashas in your life. Okay. Now the most important point, you see, I have covered these 4 planets in first category. And these 4 planets in the second category. I'm going to explain you what is this category and why the classification is done in such a way. And I have put Mars in between. So if you club Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, 7, 26, 10, it's 43. If you club Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, it's 70 years. Now, first of all, understand one very important thing here. The first category, if you are falling in the first category, what do I mean to say by you are falling in the first category? It means during your peak time, when I say peak time, it's from the age of 20. Just consider it from 20 years onward, 20 up till the age of 60. Because this is the time span, 20 years till 60 year, where you have lot of power, energy present inside you to accomplish something. You can also extend it further, no worries. Okay. Now the first category, Ketu, Venus, Sun and Moon, this is actually going to represent a lot of splitting happening in between your career. Basically, the first category is known as inconsistent Mahadasha. Once again, I repeat, it's inconsistent. And the second category, if you are falling in the second category, it means from the age of 20 to 60, if you are going through this set of dasha, these are known as more consistent dashas. This is more consistent. I will explain you why I'm saying so. This is consistent and this is non-consistent. First of all, let's discuss regarding the consistent dasha. Consistency simply means you are going through a long set of dashas, long. 18 years is a pretty long period for you to establish yourself actually. Again, 16 years is a long period. 19 years is also pretty long period. 17 years is a long period. Whereas if you look into this side, in the first category, these set of dashas are bit small. Only the Venus is there. But still I have made one video over the Venus Mahadasha, 20 years. It appears to be a 20 years period, but most of the time, if you go through the Venus Mahadasha, you can further split it into 10 plus 10. Because in most of the astrological charts, in my personal experience as well, Venus Mahadasha have given sometime good result in the first 10 year, bad result in the last 10 year, or sometime bad result in the initial 10 and good in the last 10. So this is actually not 20, you can split it. Okay, it's again a splitting. So these are the inconsistent dashas. Reason why these are inconsistent, because for example, you start your education in Ketu first of all. After 18 till 22, suppose you are going for bachelor's degree, and that bachelor degree is going to be suppose laying the foundation of your career. Or maybe you can escape education and you directly jump into the career. Now, as soon as you entered into this Ketu Mahadasha, for example, at the age of 25 till the age of 32, you are in this Ketu time frame. Now, Ketu is naturally going to be creating a splitting. Splitting means it becomes very difficult for you to maintain consistency in one single thing. And because of lack of inconsistency, the same problem you will flow into the Venus as well. And most of the time, the work which you are doing in your Ketu, it becomes very difficult for you to do that work into the Venus. Same problem happen with the Sun and the Moon as well. Many a times, this is, Surya Dasha is one of the most crucial dasha for everyone. Okay, I have not seen even a single chart where the Sun have given the exceptional result to the native because of its influence into the astrological chart. We will discuss that part in some separate video, why Sun is not giving you the actual result. But for example, if from the age of 20 you enter into Surya Dasha, so initial 6 years are ruled by Sun, then you enter into Moon Dasha. So this is again not going to help you in creating and building a consistency in your life. Moon Dasha is also going to be bit slow Dasha. This will not propel you to take actions into your life, because this is a very Somya Graha. Somya means it's a very soft planet, highly soft. So Moon have no capability to take further risks and to make something high actually. So usually the growth of the life is eventually not coming into the first category. Most of the time, if you are going through the first category, growth will not come easier for you people. Although in both the categories, hard work is going to be there, but along with the hard work, some consistency is also going to play a very important role. Without consistency, suppose you start a business. You start your business in the Surya Dasha. Sun is a totally different element, Moon is a totally different element. And that is the reason why many failures are going to be there in the business also, in the startup industries as well. Because it's very important for us to know whether the next Dasha is picking you up or not. Even at the time of deciding the career option for a native, we need to take long-term aspect into our consideration. Minimum 20 to 30 years we need to look for the broader aspect. And that is where in between these Mahadashas, that broader aspect is going to be somewhat absent. Very difficult to find the broadness. Even for example, you are in Sun, Moon, Mars and you are in the peak period. Suppose right now you are 40 years of age. 40 years. At the age of 20, you start your Venus Dasha. So 20 to 40, you see Venus period. Now at the age of 40, you entered into Surya. It's a dangling period in front of you. Very difficult for you to pick yourself into the Surya, because element parivartan is going to be happening. Whereas, if you natives are falling into the second category, when I say second category, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn and Mercury. Now these are the connecting dashas. Why they are connecting dashas? Because first of all of their time span. Rahu Dasha in most people life is actually going to be the learning period, you can consider it as. The mistakes which you are going to be doing in this Rahu period will eventually help you to create a stable foundation into the next Dasha of Jupiter. And I will tell you these two Dashas, Jupiter and Saturn, they are highly connecting Dashas. you can pick up the chart of a successful people. They will eventually, the first example that I have given you, people that are still consistent in their careers in their late 70s and 80s also. Why? So why this part is happening? Because they somewhere born during their Surya Dasha. So in the initial stages of their life, like maybe the first 20 years, nothing is in your hand actually, because you are an infant, you are a small baby. So you have no capability to do something big. But by the time these people, they reach towards their young age, they encounter Rahu. And that is where Rahu is going to pick you up from the age of 30 up till the age of 48. Rahu is also that kind of a planet that is having the capacity to identify the halting factors that are coming in the growth of a native. So if, for example, right now you are going through Rahu Mahadasha and you are doing a job, and if you feel like, okay, in the upcoming future, maybe new technologies might going to come and this might going to replace me. So the person who is going to win the Rahu will tend to take actions towards learning and gaining knowledge. And the gaining knowledge part will also going to help you into the upcoming dashas of your life. And that is where these two set of dashas, Jupiter and Saturn, if you are fortunate enough, from the age of 30 up till the age of 60, if you are fortunate enough to watch Jupiter and Saturn Dasha during this time frame, then it's going to be giving you a lot of consistency in your life. Lot of consistency. Right now we are not discussing over the planetary strength also, like where these planets are posited into your astrological chart. It's a different concept. The main concept is we are targeting over the consistency and the non-consistency part. Because growth of your life, the peak period means the highest growth, will eventually linked with the sequence of the dasha. If your dasha is cutting you, is always cutting you, is like after 7 years, you will enter into new element. So in order for you to experience the new element, it becomes very difficult for you to carry forward the previous knowledge and then implement into the new element. I'm not using the word the element of Jupiter, Mercury, Rahu are going to be same. It's also going to be a different element, but these are the supportive and the picking dashas. Like even for example, if you fail in your Jupiter Mahadasha, you start something, maybe any startup, and you fail in your Jupiter period, you still have the next 19 years period of Shani in front of you that have the capacity to make you. Even if you are doing or taking some actions into the Shani Mahadasha, you are having your next Mercury Dasha also. Because when the Dasha Sandhi or the transition, Dasha Sandhi means you are entering from one planetary Dasha to the next Dasha. It means you are leaving one set of element behind and you are entering into the new element. So even for example, you are entering from Rahu to Jupiter, Jupiter to Saturn, or even Saturn to Mercury. These are the long time frames first of all. So the element is not changing on much rapid manner. In the case of the first category, the element is changing on the much rapid manner. So if you are, suppose right now you're in your peak period, right now suppose you have experienced a lot of peak, suppose from the age of 30, you entered into Surya Dasha. So for next 6 years, you are going to be in Surya. So from 30 till the age of 36, what is happening? You are going to be experience a totally different element of the Surya. Here, education part is also not going to help you to form any connections with your career part if you are in the inconsistent time frames actually. And that is where in a broad classification, broadly if I am classifying, people that are actually going through these set of dashas, I consider them personally as a more fortunate as compared to the people that are falling in this category. Secondly, there is one exception, and it's a very big exception. The first category, or the people that are falling into the first category, they also have the capability to receive good result. Still, I'm not using the word consistency. Consistency is very hard to maintain in the splitting careers or in the splitting dashas. If, for example, Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, these 4 planets, they are forming a exceptional Raj Yogas into your astrological chart. But even I will tell you, most of the time, Raj Yogas of these planets are going to be formed with the help of these planets. If you look from the astrological standpoint of view, I will plot one chart here so that you can understand it into the more detailed manner. For example, this is a one astrological chart, and we are just right now considering a Kal Purusha Kundli. Kal Purusha Kundli means the Aries ascendant chart. Okay, suppose this is Aries ascendant. First 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So the Raj Yogas in Vedic astrology are maximum formed by this and this house. Or these 3 houses, they are vitally potent in forming the Raj Yogas into your life. And these are also known as the progressive set of periods in someone's life. If you look into the planets now here, Ketu is the co-ruler. Venus is gaining control over these houses. Sun is gaining control over this house. And Moon is gaining control over that house. Right now we are not using any other planet. The other category we will write down later on. If you look into this house, this here, the planets are falling into this side of the chart, and this side of the chart is empty. Okay. Now if you look at these planets, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn and Mercury, so they actually fall into the second category, because Saturn is gaining control over this house, Jupiter this house, and Rahu is also co-ruler. Now I made a video over the reshuffling Raj Yogas. You can check in the playlist section. Reshuffling Raj Yoga simply mean, in Vedic astrology, any Raj Yogas which are formed in your chart, they are incapable if they are not forming any connection with the 9th, 10th and 11th house. Or even the lords of these houses, or if they are forming a Raj Yoga, they are going to be having lot of strength, whereas this side of the category is incapable to produce good Raj Yoga. We are not considering Mercury here, because we are right now considering Mercury as a neutrality. Although Mercury is coming in this side, I am not denying that fact, but the maximum progression and growth in your life is dependent over these houses. This is the house of your fortune, Bhagya, your luck factor, whether the support is going to be there or not, which you can see in the Jupiter Dasha. 80% of people, they tend to find their highest peak in the Jupiter Mahadasha. 80%. Why so? Because it's the Bhagya of a native, it's the fortune. And if I explain Jupiter in one single word, it's the expansion and growth, everlasting expansion and growth. This is the significator. The word which I'm written up there, growth. Growth is it's only connected with this graha. Depending over Jupiter, like when you are encountering your Jupiter time frame into your life, this is going to be creating growth. This will give you the real growth. You will also hit the peak in your career during this Jupiter. And second is Saturn, this graha. That is the reason I'm stressing more over these 2 planets, because of a reshuffling Raj Yoga created by these 3 planets. Many a times, people sometime born under Saturn Dasha, this is also going to have a strong influence over the mindset, mentality of a native. Suppose you born as an infant, 0 to 1 years, or maybe the first 19 years of your life. Suppose you born in Saturn period. What is happening? If, for example, there is a small child, small baby, from the first 19 years of his or her life, that child is encountering Saturn Dasha, I will tell you his life is going to be pathetic. Because most of the time, Saturn period is one of the most hard giving periods, hardship giving period of your entire life. And if a child is receiving Saturn in the initial stages of the life, that might have the capacity to break you completely from the inside. Or this might going to fill your life with the darkness, because Jupiter is now not going to be coming. If you born under Saturn, you will see Mercury, then you will see Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, but you will not be able to experience the element of Jupiter. Experiencing the element of Jupiter into your life between the age of 20 till 60 is very important. If you are not experiencing this element of Jupiter between the age of 20 till the age of 60, this is actually acting as a halting factor in the growth of a native. Here I am not denying the child born in the Saturn Mahadasha, he will not be able to experience growth. I am not using that word. Maybe that child will experience growth in the Venus Dasha. But I will tell you, Saturn will going to put that sort of hardship in front of you as a child, which a normal person might going to be experiencing in their early 30s and 40s. The best time frame in your life to experience your Saturn Dasha is from the age of 30 up till the age of 60. Because that is where the physical strength is also going to be there, mental strength is also going to be there. And you as an individual have the capability to handle Saturn Dasha. Many a time, people in their old age, after the age of 70, they will enter into the Saturn Dasha. So from 70 till the age of 89 years, people are encountering Saturn Dasha. This is also actually considered as one of the most difficult and the crucial time frame for any person. Because by the time you are going to be in your 70s, physical strength is no longer going to support you. And this is an old age. So if you are encountering some Dasha into your old age, specifically the planet like Saturn, it's not going to help you. Here I will tell you, you are actually going to be facing a lot of difficulties. Because in one word, if I describe Saturn Dasha, it's the most challenging and the hard-working period. No matter even if you born in a family of a very rich people, your family, your father, grandfather, they are a very top-notch business people having millions or billions of dollars. You born inside such family, initially you born into the Venus period, because in order for you to experience that joy and that luxury, you may be coming into Venus, Sun, Moon period. Because this is the time frame, if you were born into Venus, Sun and Moon, it means some fortunate things are going to be present into your life at the time of your birth. Whereas if, for example, you born under the Mars Dasha, the reason I'm not discussing Mars, I'm actually using it in the center. Mars is also falling in this side of the category. Mars is still not falling into that category. It's still falling in that category because, for example, if you born into the Mars period, it means during that time frame your parents are struggling. They are struggling in their life. And then after the struggle, they see Rahu. So Rahu is going to give them the growth actually. So it means growth of your parents is also happening in Rahu. Then in Jupiter, they might be able to help you to sustain your marriage, help you to get married, finance your education, everything. And you enter into Saturn, so children, grandchildren. In this way, you will be able to see a proper sequence of the life. Whereas, if you fall into this category, that sequence part will not be able to coming into the family side also. It's very important actually, very important to check right now which category you fall first of all. Because the pattern of your life is going to be totally different if you are under this category or if you are under this category. Totally different patterns actually. Here I'm not saying these people are not experiencing joy, happiness and growth, but it's coming in the much initial stages of their life. Because the struggle part is not there. You understand, benefic planets like Venus, I understand Ketu is a malefic graha. If you born under Ketu, first 7 years of your life, your parents are also going to be facing some hardship. But then Venus is a pretty long period again going to bring you that sort of stability. So benefic graha, specifically this Venus, Chandra, these two are the most difficult dashas for any person, because they are not helping you in the progression cycles of the life. They are not contributing into the progression. Even if you look now, Venus is gaining control over these two houses. Venus is the significator of a wealth. Many people consider if Venus Dasha will come, so I will become fortunate or wealthy. No, it's because of Saturn actually. If Saturn, Jupiter and Mercury Dasha will come, you will experience that part of a thing. Similarly, the Dasha transition from Saturn to Mercury. So you have put a lot of hard work in your Saturn period, and if for example, after the age of 60, for next 17 years you are experiencing Mercury, it means your life is going to be a bit easier, because you have put a lot of sheer force during your Saturn, and now Mercury is going to be a bit easy upon you. So I hope you understand the growth is dependent over these three houses. Now it's a time for you to look into your astrological chart. Look which ascendant you are first of all, and look where these houses lords are going, and what kind of a Raj Yogas that are created and formed with the help of these houses. And then look into your Vimshottari Mahadasha. This will eventually help you to identify the maximum growth period into your life. I hope you understand this sequence part. Although I request you to again rewind this video back and listen to what I have said or explained you in this video, because the sequence is very important for you to understand the pattern of your life. This video might going to take 10 hours for me to explain every sequence, like what happened when person born under Ketu, born under Venus, Sun, but it's just an overview which I might try to give you, so that if you're a learner or beginner in Vedic astrology, then you have the capability to gain some more understandings over the Dasha perspective by watching this video. So this is the analysis from my side, and once again I would like to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for providing me with this platform and opportunity to sharing this knowledge with you. If you find even a small insights, you can send me contribution by clicking on the super thanks button also. If you require any other detailed personalized readings regarding marriage, career, business, or even a spiritual consultation, you can drop me an email, and I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. And you can also watch my other videos over the Dasha interpretation as well. You can explore the playlist of the Dasha actually, in which you will be able to understand how each set of Dasha is going to be operating and what kind of results you can expect from these planets. Okay, and I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. You can also make sure to subscribe it below if you find some insights in these videos with me, and I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. Till then, please take care of yourself and may God bless you. Hare Krishna.